Hola, ¿qué pasa, mis amigas? Or something like that. Sorry, guys, my Spanish is not so good. And privyet to this second guide video from me. And today I will show you Forest of Niflhel. Basically it was the most played map ever, and it is still one of the most played maps. And yeah, now the PvP season 11 just started, and I just decided to show you the second map presentation. And as always, you have two bases. I will not go into it from the bottom. I just start with the basics, I will say, because if you play PvP, you at least know that you are either red base, blue base, and what you have to do. So we start here from the red base, and after that I will also show you from the blue base side. And we can hear when you go the midway here, you have three ways where you can go. And one is the close, which is your mine, middle, which is the keep, and far is the henge. And the same goes if you start on the blue team. Close is henge, middle is keep, and far is mine. And the split, what you can do is either 3 split, which means one guy goes on close. I can show it to you here on the map. If you start here, one guy can go close, one guy can go far, and the rest goes mid. These are the fastest ways to travel around. As you can see here, when you start from the keep, you have 2 ways to go out of the keep. This is the first thing that you have to notice. Now, when you are here on this point, I recommend always, when you walk to the middle point, to watch here, to take an eye on this point here. Because you can see it here, when you walk like this, you can turn around and have the camera view on this side, and you can notice if an enemy tries to cross to your close point. So what you can do is stop him until your ally friend here gets the cap, and then you can join middle. So the enemy will fight on a capped point and just waste his time while you can focus on the mid fight, and you will still get the points. Yeah, then the first thing what you can do here is, I just need some swiftness. The first thing what you can do here is just jump up here, jump, 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 and you are here a little bit faster on this point if you want that. Or you can just, as always, go ahead and walk this way here. Also, I'm not so sure because sometimes it's not working. Yeah, you are not able to port up here, but you can just do different jumps to get up here, and then you are here on this spot. No matter which way you take, there are the way of going above the rock, the way here, and the way here just jumping up the stairs and walk to this point. Now from here on you have a lot of points where you can port as a thief, as a profession that has port skills. The number one is here, everywhere where is the wood. On the wood you can port everywhere from the point, which is really nice to know. And you can also just port either here on this spot and walk around it, or you can just port up here, which is also a really nice spot. And what you do with that is, melee enemies won't be able to hit you from the distance and even from down here. They have to walk here, around this, come up here and then attack you. This is a huge advantage if you do that. And the next thing what you can do is here, but this is just a, how to say it, a trick what you can do, but it is always a little bit difficult if you're getting attacked and you can get interrupted and stuff like that. This point here is also a nice spot where you just can attack, and the enemy tries to jump up here, but he might fall down here while he's chasing you, which can be a little nice lifesaver. The problem is, of course, you are exposed to any far damage dealer. Druids and scourges who can attack with ranged attacks, they will wreck you easily there. Then the next thing what you have to do is also just walk behind this and hide here. You will be safe from melee attacks, from range attacks, AoE attacks, and so on. The other point is here, you can also hide here, but the problem here is you can't normally port out, but you can steal out of this position, and maybe also infiltrators strike, but I haven't tried that out yet. The other thing what you can have to do then is just walk around it again and go out of this if you are a melee class. Jump spots are here on the stone as always. Most people just know that. You can just jump here and hide again. On this position, for example, thieves are not able to steal, but mesmers can port up here and just burst you down still. So you should always keep on moving. The next is, when you are here on the wood thing, you can also just jump here on this stone and enemy thieves won't be able to steal onto you, and enemies also are not able to pour to you. If you're getting attacked from range attacks, you can jump up here, and then you can also jump back here, but I always fail this one. No, I failed it not. But it is also a little bit difficult to do that, especially if you're getting attacked. If you're getting crippled or something like that, you won't be able to jump this. This is an area where you are safe from any attacks, most likely, because enemies have also to just jump here and chase you around. And the next thing is, here on those pillars, you can just jump up here and you will be safe from enemy thieves stealing onto you. But you are, as always, exposed from range attacks, which is a little bit, yeah, tricky. The next thing here is, you can also jump on this edge here, jump up here, and enemies are not able to steal onto you, but you are again exposed. You have always to time a little bit things a little bit good. And as always, also just try to hide here when you are in a difficult situation. Try to run away. Use here, jump down here, and then you can also just jump up again. You can also just troll enemies by doing this. Oh, you are chasing me, I'm just gonna jump up here and then turn around and not jump, and the enemy might jump down here. And when he jumped, he has to re-jump back here, and most people just struggle a little bit doing that. So this is a nice trick to do, which I recommend. Then another thing is, for melee professions, you have here a little edge where you can just jump up here, as you can see it here, and jump one more time and you are up here to chase enemy thieves or mesmers a little bit easier. It is a little bit tricky and difficult at the beginning, but you will learn that really fast once you do this. I don't know, was there a spot here? No, but this little edge on the stone is also not stealable. The next thing here is also use this rock to hide behind it, and then you can just also normally port up here. Yes, port up here if you're getting chased from melee professions, and you can just hide a little bit here on top of this. The other thing is also that you can port from this side. You can use the port here. Normally it works, yeah, like this, but I don't know, lately thief ports are just bugged too much, so it's a little bit, yeah, not so funny to play thief when you're getting all these no valid path bugs. ArenaNet should fix that. Yeah, then you have around this area a lot of points where you can try to jump and maybe here hide also. I guess it should be like this, I'm not guessing it. Thieves are not able to steal if you are on this rock. Porting up here works a few times, but I'm not so sure. Most of the times it's not working. You can see it here, sometimes it works, sometimes not. Hide here, walk around the rock to, yeah, avoid getting hit. And then you have here the beast called Svanir, which is one of the two beasts. When you press N, you will get the info. You have here instructions how to play the game. The first team to reach the score limit wins. This is of course known by most players who play PvP, I guess. You have to hit first 500 points to win the game. And then you have here controlled capture points, which is 1, 2, 3, as I already mentioned, either close on both sides and middle and far, far. And then you have those two beasts, which is Svanir and Chieftain Utahain. So defeat enemies to earn a small amount of points for your team, which means every time you down an enemy and finish him, your team will get 5 additional points, which is pretty nice. And even 5 points are like, if you are struggling and the enemy team is almost winning and you have 491 points, you need to kill 2 enemies and get the win, while you have 0 caps, for example. This is also important to finish off enemies. Defeat powerful NPC creatures to earn 25 points for your team and to capture powerful buffs for everyone on your team. Once killing one of the beasts, they are a little bit tricky, but I'm gonna make a guide about them as well. Once killing one of those beasts, and by the way, the last hit grants the kill on the beast, which means you can deal 99% damage to the beast. If the enemy attacks on the last hit, on the last HP points of the target, they will get the buff and the 25 points, which you have to keep in mind, and not always go for the beast, but try to do the beast when you are safe, when no enemies around, to get the buff and the points, of course. So the number one spot how to say it, way which you can walk is here. This is also called the sneaky way, I will say, because enemies will not see you around the area. They will just not notice you if you come from behind, and you can just safely decap it. This is the best way to try to sneaky decap a point. And now, before I talk about the midpoint, the next point is, of course, you can just go ahead and walk around this. When we start from the middle, the rest of your team can go middle. And here on this spot, you can see this, how to say, this wood wall. You can port through this by using Infiltrator Strike, Steal, or any other portable skills, but it's a little bit difficult. With the ports normally it works not, but with Infiltrator Strike and Steal it will work. Set for both sides. You can steal an enemy here, and you can steal if the enemy is here and you are around here. The next thing what you can do is either immediately walk the stairs up, or if you are someone that can port, you can just port the stairs up, or you can even port up here and port on this spot, port here, walk around and just be behind the enemy, be annoying, port back, and so on. So there are a lot of ways to get up here. Most people just use the stairs because they play melee class, but if you are a thief, you don't really have to do that. You can just do this and port up here. Then you can also just do this. Okay, I just failed it. Just for a second. You can go like this and just troll the enemies, but it will not benefit so much your game because ArenaNet made the invisible wall where you can't attack. Normally you were able to attack behind this area here, and as you can see here, you can also not jump behind this, but you can just do this. What I just showed is just if you're getting chased from enemies, you can do this, and enemies won't be able to reach that spot most of the times because they will fail the jump. If you are here, enemies might try to chase you, but they will fall down most of the times. And then once you are here, you see this giant statue which you can use to hide behind it to cover from projectile attacks and to just be a little bit safe, because an enemy who melee attacks has also to go around here to hit you. And most people don't use it, but it is nice to know that you can just hide behind that. Then the next thing is around here, around this area, you can everywhere port up, or for melee professions you can just jump here twice and a third time and you are up here and attack from here. It's a commonly used spot to retreat from battles, especially good used by Scourges or Necros overall. If they have the port skill, they can just port up here and run away for a few seconds, or be safe and spam their AoE attacks from here. The next thing is you can port between those two spots, which a lot of people don't know. If you're getting chased from enemy professions, you can just do that. And this spot here, by the way, is also not stealable. Enemies won't be able to steal onto you or port up here, but of course you are exposed to range attacks. What else? Yeah, every spot is here portable. Then you can just again jump also on this side, and you can go around the stairs and walk here back to the far point. Now also you can keep on mind here, this spot here is wood, so you can most likely port to this spot or even on the stairs, but I recommend to try out to port on this spot because you will get a huge advantage in range, which is not given on the stairs. On the stairs you can use every spot to port, which is like this. Okay, I just failed it. We have to jump, yes. Jump and port there, or you can port all this area here. Normally you were also able to port here from the middle, but somehow Infiltrator's arrow is not working as intended. I guess it is because of the range or something like that. You can see it here when I press 5, nothing happens most of the times. But as you can see here, normally you are able to port, and also you can use Infiltrator Strike to port inside here and steal also from that position. Most likely you should use Shadow Stab to port up here, because most of the times it's not working, and as you can see here it works as well not. Normally it works, but I don't know, it's buggy a few times. Or if you are here somewhere, normally on the sides it works better. Yeah, you can see it here on the sides it works. I guess ArenaNet tried to fix that, but somehow they failed that, I guess. Then around the stones you can just jump everywhere here. You are not able to port on every spot, but on the edges here, on the sides. Not most, sometimes it worked also here. And then you can just also be safe here a few seconds. Enemies should not be able to steal if you are on one of those things. Also here, enemies should not be able to steal. Then here is inside a little room where you can also use, I would have said you should have used this if you are a druid or let's say a scourge and you have a downed alley here. You can just port him up inside of this and you can just try to res while this pillar blocks a few attacks and so on. Around here are those graves where you can also just use to jump above them. If you are on top of them, enemy thieves should not be able to steal, but it is hard to maintain on this position and attacking an enemy. Then there is here also a spot where you can jump, and I don't know, I don't really use them so much because basically you can just use them to walk around and try to retreat from the battle and hide. Another good spot to hide is here under the bridge, which you can use really good if you know how to, and basically you can also do this. Port up here if an enemy chases you, and then you can just say bye bye, I'm out of this, I'm in the midpoint, you can chase me there, you won't find me, and then you can just port back, go back, and yeah, troll the enemy around. The bridge is a nice spot to hide, and also you can use it here on top to just hide here. You can see it here. You can hide from projectiles. It is not the best spot, but you can try it out. Also those stones here, you can just walk on top of them if you're getting chased, or you can basically do this, yes, port. Normally it failed most of the times when I did this, but you can use it, and then you can just also stay up here and wait for the enemy. And most people should not be able to steal, should not be able to work, because you can see it here, a few times it works, a few times it works not. Then here on the middle you have those two pillars where you can also use if you're getting attacked by a mesmer, a ranger. Just hide, dodge, hide one more time, and then go again to the next point. To the midpoint, what else can I say? This is yeah, a huge area where you are exposed to range attacks, because enemies have a lot of spots where they can just attack you, so try to play it a little bit patient and smart. Don't just expose yourself to all enemies. Try to hide, use the environment to get an advantage over the enemies. The next thing is if you have an enemy here, you can also already port to him with Infiltrator's Strike from there, from the stairs, and just attack here. I know most of the times it bugs, but you should be able to do that, as you just can see it here. My reverse port just works, and it should also work if you have a target on the enemy. And that's why it is so important, guys, and I just have to mention it on every video. Target enemies. No matter where you are, just target an enemy. The other spots here are this stone here. Enemy thieves should not be able to steal onto you, but most people just don't use that, and me personally, I don't also use that because it just takes too much time. I'd rather see that coming. Let's just go to the blue team, and as you can see it here, also you have here a point where you can go out and go to the enemy far point or go middle on different ways. Yeah, here we go. When you start here, you have also those stones to just jump up, and enemy thieves will not be able to steal onto you. This is just a nice little hint. Then there is here a path where you can just jump up here and go above here, above the enemies. Most people don't know this jump, but it is also a little bit difficult, and when I fight I always forget how to do the jump, so it happens also to pro players, so don't just think that it is normal to do all these things when playing the game, because you are distracted by enemies and stuff like that. Another point is here on this edge. You can just walk up here and enemy thieves are not able to steal onto you, and you are safe from melee attacks. Not always, but if you attack here, auto attack, you have to jump to hit them, and most of the times even that misses. So what you have to do is just short bow or range attack the enemy and get a nice kill onto them. And on this point here, when you go to your close point, and if an enemy is here, you can hide behind this little stone wall, or you have those huge walls here where you can just hide and attack. Basically, what's also nice is you can steal behind them, and then you can just also port behind them and are safe again, which makes it so nice to play on this spot, and I really like to play thief here on this position. The next thing is porting. You can port everywhere around this. You can even port here, 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 on this, and it should be also able to port up here somewhere. It's not working, but normally it worked. Then, as you can see it here, I just show it to you here. Port there, port here. Okay, the port is not working, I don't know why. Normally it works, but it seems they just are fixing or bugging this, I don't know, fixing the ports. Then you can port back here around this area. You can use again the stones to just jump up here and be safe from enemy thieves that they won't be able to steal onto you. And this position here is also really nice, especially if you are a druid or someone with range attacks. You can just attack an enemy and are safe from stealing, from ports, and from anything like that, because you can't port up here normally. I don't know, I need to test it out. Yeah, it should not work. Then you have the next walls here. Everywhere on those walls, enemy thieves are not able to steal onto you, but once you fall down, you will be exposed and getting steal onto you. You can also use this, for example, a guy is here attacking you, and then just boom, go back and jump up on top of those, and enemies are not able to steal on you again. The most commonly used way is to just jump up here. The easy way is this: jump here, jump one more time, and then jump a third time, and you are up here. But most players, and those who just know it, they will just twice jump. Okay, I'm feeling it as well. Do this and this. It is a little bit difficult, but you have to somewhere between this in the middle, and then you can just jump up here and you are here. Or if you think it's too hard for you, then just go here on this, this, and this, and you are up here. If you are having swiftness, I don't know if you can jump on the midpoint. Yes, immediately. Should be able to do that a little bit quicker. So from this on you can, what else can you do? Just jump around the stones, use them to hide, run away. In one of my videos, the #1 player just used this little trick, but I got him with my warrior and killed him here on top, and I just let him bleed there. This is also a nice spot to kill enemies, by the way, because if they bleed there until an ally goes there, you can just wreck them hardcore. Another thing what you can do is here, if you fight Chieftain Utahheim, you can just pull him behind those things here, for example here, where enemies won't see him so easily, or you can even take him here behind this, and you can see this, if you fight Utah here behind the huge rock, enemies won't see him, and until they realize they need to walk up back here, and then from this side or either from this position attack him. And as you can see here, even the wood blocks some attacks, and you can most likely, if you are fast in killing him, get a safe kill, even if you have enemies near this point. I don't show the way now because the way is the same, exactly the same. I don't know if you were able to do a few jumps here. I need to test it out because I'm not such a good buck user. Yes, you can, but I had no idea which way it was to do that. Again, if you come from this point, you can also just do this from here, go ahead and just attack then. Everywhere where you can see stones like this, you can most likely jump onto them, and stones like this you are able to port, most likely. Sometimes it just bugs, but I don't know, it's ArenaNet's fault, not your fault. The next is walking here. If you're getting chased, for example, if you're getting chased from the middle, you can either just port up here normally, port on this spot, or you can just, if you are a melee player, try to jump here and then just be safe here. You can also jump on the wood. Enemies should not be able to steal or port up here immediately, I will say. What else? Here I showed also most things, but this jump I haven't showed. This is also a nice spot where you can just attack and be safe from melee attack, but you are exposed to AoE and enemy thieves are able to port up here. Keep that in mind. Yeah, spots where you can port, the sides here. It is a little bit tricky to find always the right spot, and I guess ArenaNet will also fix that, because it seems they don't want to use this port. But yeah, who cares? If you can do it, why not? Yeah, I guess I showed now everything. If you know any spots that I haven't forgot, you can just write them in the comments. And you can now watch also, oh, I just want to show you here one more thing. You have also here 2 stones where you can just either port. Sometimes it works. It's not working. No, it's not working. Right. I forgot that it's not working. But this spot here, you are safe from enemy thieves if they want to steal onto you. So you can just attack them. They are not able to steal, but they will just melee attack you. And yeah, the water does nothing, just there to look good, I guess. And that was now it. I showed you everything, every point where you can jump, every point where you can port. I don't know, up here, no. So I will end this video. I hope you liked this little guide, and I hope you saw what you can do and where you can hide everywhere around this. And now you will see, as always, 3 of my other videos, which you can watch or not. And maybe you can also subscribe to my channel, only if you like to. I'm close to get my 4K subscribers, which is so awesome, and I love you guys. Thanks all for subscribing. That was Happy No. I see you on my next guide or on my next PvP video. Bye bye guys.